This is 3 set problems under set and set operations. I believe this particular video will solve almost all the problems under 3 set issues. So let's have a look at the question, then we explain the solutions for a better understanding. Alright, so here comes the question. So we're having okay, here we go. Out of 40 customers in a shop, 25 bought plantain, 16 bought yam, 21 bought corn. Each of the customers bought at least one of the 3 items. 8 bought both plantain and yam, 11 bought plantain and corn, 6 bought yam and corn. Okay, so the first question says that represent information on a Venn diagram. How many customers bought all the 3 items? So let's pause over there. So reading of the question is not the most important thing, but how to solve it is the issue. So let's get back to our solution, then we explain that. Now here we go. So what I recommend is that when you read one sentence, make sure that you jot down what it means. Don't read everything as a whole before you start writing something, right? Maybe sometimes it may be good for you to read the question for the first time, and then for the second one you start jotting them down sentence by sentence. What I mean is that when you read one sentence, write what it means down. So the first one says that out of 40 customers in the shop, then you ask yourself, what does that mean? Is that okay? So out of the 40 customers in the shop, first of all, you need to write everything, all the information being given to you in the question down. So maybe the total number of customers, that is equal to 40, right? When you are good in mathematics, you know how to use the notation, fine, nobody cares about that. But in my suggestion, I believe that you should write in English, so okay, so that you won't make any mistake over there. So total number of what customers is 40, or you may use this one, the number of the universal, something like this, if you understand the universal clearly. So number of the universal is equal to 40. So you have to do that for all the sentences before you move on to the Venn diagram. Is that okay? And then when you get to the Venn diagram, just draw the Venn diagram. You know that this is a 3 set problems because we are dealing with what, 3 different items. And what you do is that the only thing you have to understand is when you read one sentence, if a number comes in, you ask yourself, where does that number belongs to on the Venn diagram? That is the most important thing. Is that okay? When you read one thing, you come across any figure, you ask yourself, where do you belong to? Which room are you supposed to be on the Venn diagram, right? So this is my very nice Venn diagram over here. We are having a plantain. So out of the 40, so that will be the universal, right? The universal is equal to 40. Let me squeeze that one over here. So universal, that is equal to 40. I'm having a 40 there. Then followed by what? It's a 25 bought plantain. So that means that the first set here is 25. Is that okay? So the black portion here, everything here, so 25. And then followed by yams. How many people bought yam? Well, that is 16 people bought yam. And then finally 21 people bought corn. Okay, let's move on. So this is how you should go by it. When you read one sentence, make sure that you know exactly where they are supposed to be on the Venn diagram, right? Okay, and then they say each of the customers bought at least one of the 3 items. What does it mean to you? It means that no one is added, right? Everybody out of the 40 customers who came to your shop, let's say you are the shop, you are the salesperson over there, right? So out of what 40 customers who came to your shop, everybody bought something at the end. Is that okay? Everybody did something before they left your shop. So it means that no one is added, right? This portion here is for those who are not doing anything. So this portion here will be 0. Is that okay? This portion outside the rectangular shape over here to be 0, right? So the whole rectangular shape is for everything, the total number of customers, the total numbers that we are dealing with, everybody is inside here, right? That is why we have a 40 here. So any number that you come across will be here. representing the total number of people participating. Okay, so the 3 sets belongs to individual items that you are dealing with. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, then 8 bought both plantain and yam, right? 8 bought both plantain and yam. So here comes the question: where does that 8 belongs to on the Venn diagram? It's very important, right? Where are you supposed to place that 8? You say 8 people what, or 8 customers bought plantain and yam. So let's look at a portion. Let's do a quick review here. So by this time you should be jotting something down, right? Is that okay? This portion here is for plantain only. Those who bought plantain only at the end of your shop. Just imagine, look at the picture straight forward. You are the salesperson over there. Someone came to your shop to buy what? Plantain only. You have to place that person here. Is that okay? Those who bought yam only will be here. Those who also bought corn only will also what? Be here, right? So I think there will be some customer who would like to buy all the 3. Is that okay? So those people will be here. Is that okay? These people will be here, and then here this portion, it will be for maybe those customers who came to your shop to buy only plantain and what, and corn. Listen attentively. I say only plantain and corn. Here this portion will be only plantain and corn, and then here will be what, it's the same thing. Then only yam and corn, this portion here, and then here will also be what, only plantain and what, and yam only. All right, so let's get to the question. The question says that 8 people bought plantain and yam, right? 8 people bought plantain and yam. You didn't hear the word only attached to that. Is that okay? It means that 8 has no portion on the Venn diagram, if I may say that, right? Because the room that you are having here, this is for only plantain, only corn, only yam, those who bought all the 3, and then here will be for plantain and corn only, those who bought plantain and corn only. Here will also be for those who bought yam and what, corn only, and then here will be for plantain and what, and yam only. Now the question is saying that 8 people bought plantain and yam. Is that okay? 8 people bought plantain and yam. Where do you think you are going to place that 8 people? Which room do they belong to? Where are they supposed to be on the Venn diagram, right? Okay, by the way, so this will be the portion, right? This will be the portion. It means that 8 people here bought plantain and yam, but the question didn't say only. So now, do you know those who are buying all the 3 items? You don't know them, so you use some variables. So you can choose any variable. So what I have to do is that you let the examiner or the whoever is marking your script know that this is what you are using in place of that. Is that okay? This is just like someone is being given an award, but the person is not available, right? Then they will call on someone to come and represent the person. So the same thing. Now we don't know those who bought all the 3 items, so we are just using this guy here to represent all the 3, right? Very simple. So it's not a matter of find x or that. All right, so let's name here that x. Fine. Now if the question says 8 people bought plantain and yam, 8 people, these people bought all the 3 items. Is that okay? When we are counting says that we count these people in addition. So what, that is a question to you. Is that okay? Let's say you watching me right now, you and I, we bought plantain and yam. Is that okay? And then the third person bought all the 3. Notice that when we are counting those who bought the plantain, we will count that third person in addition. When we are counting those who bought the yam, we will count that person in addition, meaning that we are doing a double thing. But this room here belongs to those who bought plantain and corn only. Is that what I'm making? So for that reason, we need to take out those who bought all the 3 items, because this room here, I know, you and I know that this room is for those who bought what, plantain and yam only, right? So here will be 8 minus what, those who bought all the 3. Pay attention. I think this is where most of the students have problems, right? So maybe if you are not clear, you may let us know, or maybe you will join our YouTube channel or the WhatsApp group for editors, right? So now that is for the plantain and yam. That's for the plantain and yam. Then the question further says that 11 bought plantain and corn. So I think maybe by now you should know what is happening. Is that okay? 11 bought plantain and corn. So this portion here. So those 11, you know that this portion is for plantain and corn only, nothing more, nothing less. Is that okay? This portion is for plantain and corn only. Now the question is the question didn't add only. Suppose the question added only to that, then you can put all the 11 numbers over here, right? Now we are not having only, but you know that this room here are for those who bought plantain and corn only. This room belongs to those people. So now you're having 11 people bought plantain and corn. It means that third guy who bought all the three is part of the 11, right? So we don't want you to be part of this room, so we take you out. So that will be 11 minus what? X. Is that okay? And then the third one, so we are also having 6 people bought what? Yam and corn. So you are having 6 minus X over here. So whatever the number may be, right? Whatever the number may be over here, you need to subtract, right? Provided that they are not adding only. If they added only, then you know that this room here belongs to those 2 items over here, yam and corn only, right? So okay, so I think this is the most important thing in the 3 set. If you are able to grab this concept, you are free to go, right? So one thing first, you need to read information and know how to represent them on a Venn diagram. So you read sentence by sentence, and then you allocate them in their respective rooms on the Venn diagram. Okay, now I think we are done with all the informations being given. They say you represent this thing on the Venn diagram. So by the way, if you've already exhausted all the information being given to you in the question, then all that you have to do is that you need to replace the empty room by certain letter or maybe letters over here, right? So for that reason, let me name here A, and then I think I'll come back and name for the yam only. You know which people are here, B, and then the third one will be for what, right? You may use any letter, right? This is just a representation. The people are not there, so we are calling on those who are available to come and take the hours on behalf of what, the rest. Okay, so now let's move on. I think you are okay. You need to make sure that all the spaces are being occupied, right? All the spaces are being occupied relating to where they are supposed to be. That's the most important thing. Okay, now let's move on. Now this is a nice Venn diagram that we are having over here, right? This is a very nice Venn diagram for the 3 set problem. Now let's move on to answer the question. They say how many customers bought all the 3 items. Of course, if you are looking for people who bought all the 3 items, let's say you are the manager over there, so you have a rooms for everybody, right? Those who bought all the 3 items are here, this portion here. But the person is not available, so you use this S to represent that. So we need to find that person in the long run. Is that okay? Now what do you do? What do you do? So the trick here is that if you have the chance, now you are looking for this portion here for the 3 sets, right? This guy is not part of. Have you seen that everybody here is carrying some X. It means that they are uniform, right? If they are uniform, then all that you have to do is that you have to make sure that if you are representing someone in a certain group, you have to do what the people are doing in the group. Is that okay? So we want to turn this guy to be part of the group. Those who are wearing the uniform, I mean those who are having X attached to that, so that they all be what, one. They all be on the same page. I hope that make a little bit sense. So what we do here is that first of all we find this guy here. We want this guy to wear the uniform. Is that okay? What I mean by the uniform here is that you have to be part of those XXS people, right? So what do? This is the portion of the plantain. I will say this black portion here is for the plantain. So how many people are there? I have this guy. So 4 people are there. So the total number of people who bought the plantain were 25 at the end. So I know at the back of my when I add this and that has to give me 25. Is that okay? So that is very simple. So plantain only, yeah, as you can see. So plantain only, this portion here is what we are looking for. Plantain only here, it will be what, A plus that plus S plus that. When you do your calculation, it's equal to 25. So when you do your calculation clearly, you can see that this and that has to cancel away, right? Negative and a positive. If you are confusing with a negative and positive, what I have to do is that maybe you take a step backwards, and then one step backwards and then one step forward, you are still at where you are. So that is the reason why this and that what goes away. Is that okay? So maybe where you are right now, take a step backwards, one step backwards and then one step forward. It means that you are still at where you are. So these people will cancel out. And then you are having 8 plus what 11 plus 8 plus 8 plus 11 minus x is equal to 25. Then when you do a calculation clearly, you arrive at a point where you are having a to be what equal to what 6 plus what x. So this 6 plus x, obviously that the a now is wearing the uniform, so you know that those who bought the plantain only will be what 6 plus x. 6 plus x, because we don't know the number of people who bought all the three. The moment we are able to get them, then we are free to go, right? Okay, then the same thing applies to the b and the c, right? These people bought yam only, this portion here. So all I have to do is that you add everything in the blue portion. So that will be 8 minus s plus s plus 6 minus s plus b will give me what 16, right? 16 according to the question. So 16. After solving that, the same process that we went on finding the what the plantain only, right? The same process. So after solving that, when you do everything clearly, you should get something like b is equal to 2 plus x. Is that okay? When you have some problems in calculating this, and just let me know by comment. All right, so the same applies to the third one. For the con only, you also have what 4 plus x, right? So 4 plus x. Now why are we doing all these things? We are doing all these things for us to know that at the end, everybody in the region, everybody, when I add everybody all together, I know that I will get 40. Is that okay? So if these people are not wearing the uniform, I cannot add them together, right? They all have to be uniform, so that the calculation will be very easy for you at the end. So after finding that, you just need to place them in their corresponding what rooms over here. Okay, and then you equate everything to 40, because everything here, according to the question, everything here has to be what 40. So yeah, to find the customers who bought all the three items, right? So depending on how you want to do it, is that okay? You can even decide to go that one by one. So here is a is what 6 plus s plus this one plus this and then plus this portion as well as this one, all is equal to what 40. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, okay. So I decided to because I'm a lazy guy, so maybe I decided to go for one portion, right? One portion like this. I know that the whole of this portion is all 21, so this is what I choose here, right? Number of corn, that is 21. Or you can go for any of the three, right? You may go for number of what yam, so you know that you are conquering all this portion, and then you are left with just these three guys to add up, so that everything will fall. Or you may decide to go by it one by one. So here plus this one plus this plus this plus this plus this portion plus this one, all is equal to whichever way you want to go by it. Just make sure that your calculation are perfect. So after doing that calculation, you sum everything together, you equate everything to 40. When you do your calculation clearly, you should have your x to be 3, right? Those who bought all the three items are 3. So customers, at the end of the day, I think 3 customers came to a shop to buy all the 3 items. That is good. So far as you have all those who bought the 3 items, now you can know the number of people who bought plantain only and then yam only as well as the corn only, right? So that is very simple. I think this make a little sense over here, right? If you have any question, just let me know by commenting below. So if you enjoyed the video so far, you may consider joining our programs on the YouTube for free, right? As well as our WhatsApp channel if you have any questions so far. Now a quick one here. Let's say you should find how many people bought only one item. So let's take attention. So how many people bought only one item over here, right? How many people bought only one item? Then you go to a Venn diagram. Where do these people belong to? You have to go to their room, right, and go and locate them. So that's very. So I think this portion is for only plantain, and then only corn, and what only what yam. So this, when you are counting those who bought only one item, you will count this guy here, you will count this guy here, we will count this guy here. So you have to add everything together to get